Hamburgers, hot dogs, maybe for some, but not here in Maryland. This 4th of July, we do crabs. That's what Maryland does. And this morning, we are very lucky to learn some secrets. We have Mike standing next to me and Dan over here, Dan Schumann from Captain Dan's Crab House in Eldersburg. Thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure.
What a layout you have for us this morning.
Yeah.
And you're really walking us through this. So we come to your place, we get a box of live crabs. Then what? Before we start cooking, we better get some tips.
I was saying earlier, one of the things about crabs, it's like grilling. It's almost dummy-proof. You can make it real complicated, but it's very simple. You just put them in the heat source, wait till they're red, give them 5 more minutes, and they're done. We can spice it up with vinegar, beer, all the things that people like to use at home. But
we were talking tips during commercial break, and I was asking you if you have to steam them, because I noticed that the steamer wasn't in there, and you said not necessarily.
Here's what I was saying. We have a regular steamer that has an insert that we would put the crabs in, put them in the water. But for most people that don't have that, you can have a pot of water with a lid, drop a pie pan, and do you want me to go ahead?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Drop a pie pan in the bottom so the crabs are a little bit above the water.
Yeah.
And then just start dropping the crabs in.
All right, do we want to start? Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's go with a little bit of home brew there.
And you trust your brother with the way he does this?
I trust him. Yeah, he's done it a few years.
And what about some of the seasonings? Some people will say throw some Old Bay in the pot.
Well,
what do you think about that?
Putting it in the pot isn't going to help. We're going to put them on the crabs directly. Okay. And what we have here is our own seasoning. We have Harbor Spice. Makes this for us, but you can use Old Bay. They're all relatively similar.
All right. And what size do we have here? Look at these guys.
These are number ones, which are kind of on the small side now because they're all Maryland crabs.
Yeah.
And Maryland crabs are about a month behind as far as their growth, so they're a little small.
And I see you put the gloves on, rightfully so.
Well, you can see why.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
So we're going to put a few in,
one
of the ones that want to go in, and then we're just going to season them as we go. Now, if I was doing it at home, I'd make sure the crabs were wet, so seasoning would stick.
I love crabs and eat them all the time, but I have such a hard time at this part because they're moving around.
Yeah.
And so
but at least they don't scream like lobsters.
I was going to ask you about that. That's a myth, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
For crabs.
Oh my goodness. And it's a lot of fun doing this at home, but if we have trouble, we can always come to you. I see you've got a whole spread.
We do the cleanup at Captain Dan's for you.
Right.
So we can come and pick up a box with all your seasoning and everything there too.
Yes.
What about this time of year? Is it too late for the 4th of July? I know we're getting close here. Can we still put orders?
We're still taking orders.
Okay.
So you can call us and give us an order, and we'll have them ready for you whatever time you want on Saturday.
Very good. And looking back over here, putting these back in, how long do you keep them on the grill for then?
It's going to take, you can time them, and it's going to take about a half hour. But the old waterman's rule of thumb with this, wait till they turn red, then give them 5 more minutes.
Okay.
So you just keep an eye on them. As long as you have water in the bottom, you're not going to overcook them.
And I got to ask you, because I've been wondering, is there a difference between large and extra large, or is it just a little more expensive? What do you recommend?
As far as flavor, the biggest difference is going to be the larger crab. The much larger ones are probably going to be out of the Gulf. We're not getting very many larger crabs out of Maryland. And there's a slight difference in the amount of fat and all in them. But for right now, everything we have here is a Maryland crab.
I love it. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Happy 4th of July. We appreciate all of your help.
Yeah.
We're going to put all their information on our website, foxbaltimore.com/morning. And again, this is Captain Dan's Crab House in Eldersburg. So we're talking about 4th of July cookouts. We are hoping that Mother Nature is going to pull through for us. Jonathan has the 7-day forecast coming up after the break. You're watching Fox 45. Good day, Baltimore.